my little helpers tonight. So I thought I would just do a little bit of alignment stuff with you and then some shoulder stuff, because I'm feeling quite a lot of kind of tightness through this part of the body at the moment. So let's start just restacking ourselves. Think about your alignment to start with. I think a lot of us, myself included, feel like have an overarch to the lower back. So just pelvis to start with. Maybe you might need to just tuck the tailbone under a little bit to feel that elongation through the lower back and a wee sense of release there. Your shoulders want to be directly above your hips, so you might do this in front of a mirror so you can, or to the side of a mirror so you can check yourself. You might want to bring the shoulders back a little bit, so to kind of just hinging the whole body backwards a little bit, so that your shoulders are then directly above your hips. And then the head sometimes wants to reach forward, and mine at the moment is really like in front of me. So you want to kind of pull that head back, again, so the ears are then directly above the shoulders, directly above the hips. Now as everything's come back, you might find that the breastbone is now lifted up towards the ceiling. So you just take a big deep breath in here, and then as you exhale, you can kind of soften and almost just tuck those ribs under your chest, and everything should now feel a little bit more supported and lengthened through the spine. So when you're here, you're just going to lift the shoulders up and bring yourself back down, and lift them back up and back down. And as we're doing this, just try and keep the body in that nice lengthened position. Bringing the shoulders down and really reach the shoulders away from your ears, and back up and all the way down. And let's circle the shoulders round. Again, try and avoid moving that spine, so we're just trying to move the arms in that shoulder socket. So you'll feel the shoulder blades moving on your back, that's grand. And then we'll take it forwards and get as much movement as you can through this position. And then just let them hang and be still. Let's go into a wee tricep move. So we're going to take the arms back, as far back as you can manage, again without lifting the breastbone up. That's kind of one of the things that's you want to happen, because you want to take your arms back as far as you can. So just try and keep that nice neutral alignment through the spine and the head, and then take the arms back without disturbing that at all. Reaching through the arms from shoulders right through to your fingertips, you're going to get that the most extensive position you can, and then we're just going to just do little pulses. So as you reach back through those arms, you're doing those little pulses behind you. Again, try and avoid moving anything through the spine. Just keep breathing. So you can do these in beats of 5, kind of like your hundreds. So you can breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's quite nice, and it gives your a kind of focus on the breath as well as the movement. And then you might want to just stop it there for a wee moment and reach through the fingers a little bit more. Maybe see if you can take the arms a wee bit further back, and without moving anything else through the body. And then you can start doing your pulses again. And you're breathing, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just keep going for a couple more beats with your breathing. And then just reach back, one final reach back. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit of work through those triceps, and then just let your arms totally relax. Okay. So now we're going to just work a little bit on the rotator cuffs, which is again one of those ones that feels really tight when we bring our shoulders forward and up to our ears. So bring your shoulders right down away from your ears again. We're going to take the hands up so that the hands are now in front of our elbows. Drop the shoulders right down. We're going to keep the elbows into the sides of the body and just take the arms out to the side as far as you can without allowing the elbows to move. And you can do this with a band as well. So if you've got a band, just hold the band with a little bit of slackness in the middle to start with, and then you can take it out to the side just to give yourself a little bit of resistance there as well. So you're exhaling to take your arms out and inhaling to bring them back, and the whole time you're keeping your elbows close to your body and keep the shoulders away from your ears. So the next thing we're going to do, and again you can keep the band, but you might want to give yourself a little bit more slack. You're going to take it out wide, and then you're going to reach your arms away. And think about lifting up, and again reaching through the fingertips. Always make the arms nice and lengthened and active. Don't make it a kind of passive movement. Bringing the elbows back in, and then taking it in front of you again. So this time we're going to, as we take it out, we're going to turn the arms so that the palms are facing forward. And then we're going to take the arms behind us, again without allowing the breastbone to lift up into the air. So keep it nice and steady and still and long. And then once you're here, you're going to peel those fingertips back. I hope you can see my hands in this shot. And then take them back as far as you can, and then we're just going to do little circles. So you might feel a little tingly sensation through the front of the palm, and then just little circles. Just do maybe 10 forward and 10 back, and just keep thinking about reaching through those fingertips, keeping that extension across the front of the collarbone, reversing the circles. And as you're doing your circles, you're staying nice and still through the spine, keeping everything long. Back of the neck nice and lengthened, so you're kind of reaching through the crown of the head. And once you've done your 10 in each direction, you're going to lengthen the fingers again, turn the palms up to face the ceiling, pulling those elbows back in close to the body, and then rotating the arms back down, back in front of you, and then allow them to relax again. So just give them a little shake. Okay, last thing we're going to do, just for that shoulder work, is our windows. Now we've done this quite a lot in class recently, either on the floor or in standing. So to start with, we're going to take the arms up so that the hands are above our shoulders, and I want you to be really mindful of the elbow position. So as you take the elbows back, they are going to stay at the same height as your shoulders. And if they stay at the same height of your shoulders, you should feel a kind of difference. So if you kind of do it just as a wee test, just let those elbows drop, and you'll notice that you're not getting as much out of the movement as if you take the elbows up and keep it in line with your shoulders. It's a lot harder to do. And then once you're here, again, keeping an eye on that elbow placement, and you can do this in front of a mirror, it's really helpful. Keep the elbows in the same position, but you're going to rotate the arm from the shoulders all the way up, again without dropping the elbows, so keeping the elbows in line with the shoulders, and then you're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling and then back down. So the hands again are in front of your shoulders, pulling the elbows back, and you can take the elbows back a little bit behind you if you want, so you get a stretch through here, as long as when you rotate the elbows aren't dipping down, so you keep them in that position, and then lengthening up and in front of you again. So I'll just do a couple more. Last one. Now this time you can take it in the other direction. You can rotate them forward instead of backwards, and then reach the arms forward and then take them up again, pulling the elbows back. So it's not as big a movement because we can't rotate too far in the other direction, but the same principle. We're just going to lift up to shoulder height, take the elbows, keeping them at shoulder height, and rotating forward, and we're just getting a slightly different feel to it. And then just take your arms all the way up and circle them around, just to release that movement of up and around. Let's just go in the opposite direction, so you're into your butterfly. And even with these arm circles, feel nice and lengthened through the arms, so they feel nice and active. And one more, and allow the arms to just come back down by your side. Bring them up to your ears, and then relax them back down, and one more up and back down, and that is you. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon.